The rain fell softly against the flickering streetlights, turning the pavement into a mirror of broken reflections. Maria stood on the corner she knew too well, arms wrapped around herself, not from the cold but from something deeper. Emptiness had a way of seeping into her bones. She hadn't always been here. There was a time when Maria dreamed of something more. As a little girl, she used to sing in her room, imagining a future filled with love, laughter, and purpose. But life had taken turns she never saw coming. A broken home, a mother lost to addiction, a string of people who promised care but delivered pain, each moment chipped away at her sense of worth. By 16, she was on her own. By 18, she was surviving the only way she knew how. At first, she told herself it was temporary. Just until things got better. Just until she could find a way out. But days turned into months, and months into years. And somewhere along the way, Maria stopped believing there was a way out. She wore confidence like a mask, but inside, she felt invisible, like her life had no meaning beyond the night. One evening, as the rain poured harder than usual, Maria spotted a small group gathered under a canopy across the street. They weren't like the usual crowd. They weren't looking for anything from her. Instead, they were handing out coffee, food, and dry clothes. She rolled her eyes. Church people, she thought. They don't understand. Still, something about them lingered in her mind. Later that night, as the streets grew quieter and colder, Maria found herself walking toward them without fully knowing why. A woman with kind eyes greeted her. "Hey, sweetheart," she said gently. "You look cold. Want some coffee?" Maria hesitated. Kindness felt unfamiliar, almost suspicious. "What's the catch?" Maria asked, her voice guarded. "No catch," the woman smiled. "Just love." Maria scoffed lightly, but she took the cup anyway. The warmth seeped into her hands, and for a moment, everything felt still. "What's your name?" the woman asked. "Maria." "I'm Ruth." "It's nice to meet you, Maria." No one had said her name like that in a long time, like it mattered. Over the next few nights, Maria kept coming back. At first, it was just for the coffee. Then for the food. But eventually, it was for something she couldn't quite explain. They didn't judge her. They didn't lecture her. They simply cared. One night, Ruth asked gently, "Do you believe God loves you, Maria?" Maria let out a bitter laugh. "God? If he's real, he forgot about me a long time ago." Ruth didn't argue. She just nodded, her eyes full of compassion. "I used to think the same," Ruth said softly. "But I learned something. God doesn't forget his children. Even when we feel lost, he's still searching for us." Maria looked away. Something about those words stirred something deep inside, something she had buried long ago. Hope. But hope was dangerous. Hope could hurt. "I'm too far gone," Maria whispered. "You don't know what I've done." Ruth reached out and gently placed a hand over Maria's. "You'd be surprised what God can forgive." Those words echoed in Maria's mind long after she walked away that night. Days passed. Maria tried to go back to her routine, but something had changed. The streets didn't feel the same anymore. The life she once accepted now felt heavier, emptier. One night, after a particularly painful encounter, Maria found herself sitting alone in an alley, tears streaming down her face. "I'm tired," she whispered into the darkness. "I'm so tired." For the first time in years, she didn't try to hide her pain. And in that broken moment, she remembered Ruth's words. God doesn't forget his children. Maria looked up at the sky, rain mixing with her tears. "If you're real," she said shakily, "if you really care. I can't do this anymore. I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to change. But, if you can hear me, please help me." There was no thunder. No sudden voice from the heavens. But something inside her shifted. A quiet peace began to settle in her heart, small, but undeniable. The next night, Maria didn't go to the corner. Instead, she went back to the canopy. When Ruth saw her, she smiled warmly. "I was hoping you'd come back." Maria's voice trembled. I think I need help." Ruth nodded, tears in her eyes. "You're not alone anymore." That night marked the beginning of a new journey. It wasn't easy. There were days Maria wanted to give up. Days when her past called out to her, reminding her of who she used to be. Days when shame whispered lies that she wasn't worthy of anything better. But each time, she was reminded of something greater. Grace. Ruth and her team helped Maria find a safe place to stay. They connected her with people who supported her, prayed with her, and walked alongside her. For the first time in years, Maria felt seen, not for what she had done, but for who she was becoming. She began reading the Bible, slowly at first. Words that once felt distant now spoke directly to her heart. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are made new. One night, sitting in a small room that was now her own, Maria knelt beside her bed. I don't have much to give, she said quietly, but I give you my life. All of it. The broken parts, the shame, the pain. I give it to you. Tears fell freely. And if you can use someone like me, I'm yours. In that moment, Maria felt something she had never truly experienced before. Freedom. Not because her past disappeared, but because it no longer defined her. Months later, Maria stood on a different street corner. Not as someone trapped, but as someone set free. This time, she wasn't there to survive. She was there to help. Holding cups of coffee in her hands, she approached a young woman standing where she once stood. Hey, Maria said gently. You look cold. Want some coffee? The girl hesitated, just like Maria once had. What's the catch? She asked. Maria smiled softly. No catch, she said. Just love. As the girl took the cup, Maria felt a quiet joy fill her heart. Because she knew something now that she hadn't known before. No one is too far gone. No one is beyond saving. And sometimes, the darkest streets become the very place where light shines the brightest.